From her time as a student in Sedalia, Missouri, to president of Moberly Area Community College, Dr. Evelyn Jorgenson has exemplified the contributions that community colleges make to our country. After completing her associate's degree at State Fair Community College and her Bachelor of Fine Arts degree at Columbia College, Dr. Jorgenson's experiences in adult education drew her further into the field and led to master's and doctorate degrees in higher and adult education at the University of Missouri. It was then that she began her career at MACC. First, in 1986 as an adult basic education teacher trainer, and then as director of that program. She was the first director of personnel and later became the assistant to president. In 1995, she was promoted to vice president, becoming president of the college in 1996. In the past 17 years, our campuses have seen expansion few would have dreamed of in those early years above the Piggly Wiggly. With over 5,000 students enrolled today and multiple new locations opened or expanded during her tenure, Central and Northeast Missouri can be thankful for this community college graduate. Dr. Jorgenson oversaw our move into Columbia from a few classrooms at Head Start to Parkade Plaza, our building expansions in Edina and Macon, Mexico's move to the ATC, and the building of Kirksville's Higher Education Center. She was with us through Hannibal's expansion time and time again, until the groundbreaking of our newest facility on Shin Lane. Under her leadership, we opened the Activity Center, and it was her inspiration that guided the Graphic Arts Fine Arts remodel. Today, the online experience she envisioned serves thousands of students each semester. Under her leadership, new programs and services have flourished, reaching further into our service region and impacting more lives and families than ever before. Now, here are just a few memories and fond farewells from the faculty and staff you've led so ably over the years. We wish you the very best on your next adventure.
Some of my earliest memories of you are in the old faculty lounge, which I can't even remember how many faculty lounges ago it was. But you used to come in with your gourmet lunches, and Dean Krupp would sit and just drool over some of the meals that you brought in. It was a big point in his day to see the leftovers that you brought in for your lunches. We really enjoyed and got to know each other during those early times when you were working with adult basic education.
I guess the one thing that will always stick with me is I remember hearing that you had been promoted to vice president at the time, and my first thought was, the gal who wears flannel shirts and blue jeans to her GED classes because it makes the students more comfortable?
Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you have some beautiful memories of MACC. I know that I will cherish all of the little notes that you sent me, and I will be disappointed that I cannot send you a flower or a card that would commemorate the beginning of a new year at MACC.
Hi, Dr. Jorgenson. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciated your support for the arts. The art gallery was such a wonderful idea and has been such an exciting addition to the school. And Art on the Block is a great community event. And I always appreciated when you came to see the shows and you commented about them and knew that you were aware that there was a lot of artistic work involved and that the students had worked hard, and I knew that you loved the arts, and that made me feel valued. And I just wanted to thank you for that.
Ditto.
Okay, Dr. Jorgenson, I have to say that I found it a little bit suspicious that when I came to you bawling my eyeballs out that I had possibly been offered a new job and that I would be leaving MACC, my home of like 7 years and many years before then, that you actively, avidly encouraged me to take this job and this opportunity. I just found it very suspicious and disconcerting that you would take my loyalty so lightly until, like, 2 weeks later, I find out you yourself had already been interviewing for a job and were leaving us as well. And so it all made sense, because that just means you couldn't live life without me at the college, and so you had to leave yourself. Totally understand that. I miss you crazy, and I love you very, very much.
My fondest memory with Dr. Jorgenson actually took place on a trip when we went to Memphis for an AACC convention. We, as a group, got to go eat at the Melting Pot in the evening, and we sat in these really tall booths so you couldn't see who was in the booth or what was taking place. And it was so funny because Chuck was with all of us women who were there for the conference, and as we were trying all of these delectable tastes of fondue, we were making these noises like ooh, ah, oh. And we know that everyone in the restaurant, by the looks that we got when we were finished, wondered just what took place in that booth with all those women in Chuck.
My fondest memories, which are many, are the many times that I came to you and talked to you about a variety of issues, and you were always very good to listen intently and value my opinion and the opinion of the faculty. We have a very progressive department, and that has been fortunate for me because of your leadership.
Dr. Jorgenson, I'm not sure that we ever got to see you in that Razorback snout. So the first time that you're at a sporting event in Arkansas, would you please have Chuck take a picture and send it to me? I promise I won't share it with anyone.
I always told myself when I got out of the Navy that when I found an organization that gave me the same sense of fulfillment, of camaraderie, and just overall mission, that I would never leave it again. And I can safely say that when you took a chance and hired me at MACC, I found that.
Back on your 50th birthday, we were all sitting around in President's Council, and you were opening your gifts, talking about how you couldn't believe that you made it to 50 years and couldn't believe that you were 50 years old, and me and all my infinite wisdom decided to say, 50's not old, my mother is 50 years old.
I really enjoyed seeing you testify in Jefferson City. You're very passionate about the mission of community colleges, and I loved our trip to Orlando. So I just wish you the best of luck. Thank you for everything you did for MACC.
It's been great to have you as president of the college. I really appreciate your positive, supportive manner and the open atmosphere you brought to the school. You really promoted communication, and you were always open to new ideas. I like the fact that you were always asking us what we thought about issues and asking for our feedback. That was something to remember.
I remember when I was first hired and I had to come to your office for the final interview. You had looked at the evaluations, the student evaluations I had sent, and you were glad to see that they said I was tough.
One of the cool things about working at MACC is that when I get together with people I know, other faculty members at other institutions, there's always a lot of complaining about the administration. Something that I never had to do. It was always nice not to have to participate in the complaining about administration, and I attribute a lot of that to you and your work.
Hi, Dr. Jorgenson. I just want to wish you the best of luck in Arkansas and let you know it's been a great 11 years. I'm sure you're leaving us in very capable hands, but yours are going to be hard shoes to fill. Thanks a lot for everything.
I particularly want to thank you for the support that you gave me when I was so sick a few years ago, because I don't know of any other place in this whole wide world that would have been so supportive of any employee.
It's been good having you as our president. You've been a good leader, and I'm going to know going forward that I'll have a model for thinking and judging that kind of thing.
Dr. Jorgenson, the staff from the Advanced Technology Center in Mexico wish to congratulate you on your retirement and wish you good luck in your new journey. We will miss you.
My fondest memory of you was the time when we had our 15th anniversary. In that anniversary celebration, you showed up first and you were the last to leave. I think of very, very few presidents that would do that.
And you've really inspired me to believe in what we do at MACC, that we have integrity and value in what we do, and that we make a difference in people's lives.
I recall one of our first awkward meetings was one of a retreat that we went to. And you sat all the way in the back, and I was driving. And we went over these speed bumps as we were approaching the resort. And I went over the speed bump, I guess a little fast, because your head hit the top of the van. And from that time forward, you said, Dr. Grant can't drive the van anymore. We've had a lot of good times. I remember an evaluation where I came upstairs and sat in front of you, and you just looked at me. And I went, what? And you looked and you said, Dr. Grant, you have cat hair and dog hair all over your jacket. And I think you bought me one of those tape thing dispensers where I could go ahead and wipe my jacket. I hope that worked.
And she asked us, in all seriousness, what we would think of her if we learned that she had been involved in a bar brawl. Well, I thought it was marvelous, and I thought, that would be marvelous. And everyone agreed with me. And Dr. Jorgenson, Madam President, you keep swinging in those bar brawls.
When I teach, I teach in a room with really tall windows. And occasionally when I'm lecturing or presiding over a project, I'll glance outside, and one time I saw you going across the parking lot, and you stopped, you bent over, and you picked up, it must have been as small as a gum wrapper or a cigarette butt, but I was very impressed that the leader of our school was stopping her trek across campus to pick up some micro trash. And that's the kind of leadership that inspires, I think, everyone else to try to do their best to give the best presentation to MACC as they possibly can.
Well, Dr. Jorgenson, the weather may have stopped the bulldozers, but don't worry, we're still moving dirt. Everyone in Hannibal wants to thank you for your years of hard work that went into making this new building a reality. We also want to thank you for your support that you've always shown us. We wish you well on your new adventure.
You rock, Dr. J!
Dr. Jorgenson, the faculty and staff extend their gratitude for your 27 years of diligent and selfless service, not only to our institution, but to the cause of community colleges in Missouri and around the nation. For many years, your voice has echoed through the halls of state and federal government and has made a difference for us today.